بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So today, inshallah, we're just going to do our we should say tonight we're just going to do the عربية بين يديك. In the last class we did the Hajj and Umrah. You in the last class we did the Hajj and Umrah. We didn't go through all the exercise. For the rest of the book, we're just going to focus on the main conversation and some of the faqarat at the end. The paragraphs at the end for the rest of the book. Just the conversation and some of the paragraphs at the end. So in the last class we did this, the Hajj and Umrah exercise. So we're going to go for the revision of the vocabularies to the paragraphs at the end. And as I mentioned with the exam, right, we're going to have to split the class into two levels, because there's a need, there's a vast difference in the answers or the results. So some of you definitely need to review, but we're gonna go through it differently, inshallah. And remind me of the program at the end of the class. Remind me the program with regards to the remaining of from now to Ramadan. It's going to be a little slight difference, inshallah. So let's go through these paragraphs, inshallah, to review the vocabularies. اقرأ الفقرة ثم أجب عن الأسئلة. اقرأ الفقرة. Right, read the paragraph, and then ثم أجب, then answer the questions. ثم أجب عن الأسئلة. Now note, this expression came throughout the book. Now note this verb أجب, it's used with this preposition عن. Right? What's the past tense for answer? He answered. What is he answered? Ajaba. Right? He answered. Ajaba. Now, if you're going to say he answered the question, how are you going to say that? No, you got to think Arabic. Don't think English. Remember, we just said ثم أجب عن الأسئلة, right? This word is used with the verb, with the preposition عن. So now you got to think Arabic. Now in English we say he answered, or then we say answer the question, or he answered the question. Straight, right? But in Arabic we will say Ajib anil as'ila. So now if you want to say he answered the question, what are we going to say? Right? Ajaba anis su'al. He answered the question. He answered. Ajaba anis su'al. He answered the question. How you translate the an? No need to translate it. You just translate the entire question to a suitable English sentence. Right? And there's many examples like that we give. For example, I need the book. I need the book. No preposition in between. Now if you use the word ahtaju in Arabic, you're going to say ahtaju ila. Right? Ahtaju ila al-kitab. Ahtaju ila al-kitab. I need the book. But you keep in your head the understanding. Don't keep in your head that ajaba means answer. Even though that's what it means, but don't keep that in your head. Just keep the understanding of the whole sentence. So now when you think in Arabic, anytime you use the word ajaba, the word an is going to come after. So anytime you say ahtaju, ila is going to come after, because that's how you sync it in your mind. But like I said, all of these things take time, constant reading, loud reading. This is going to assist. So ajib anil as'ila. Now I answered the question. Going to be what? Ajaba. He answered the question. Now I answered the question. Huh? No, ajaba. You gotta add what? Tu. So you say ajabtu. Right? Ajabtu anil as'ila. I answered the question. Sorry, the questions. Ajabtu anil as'ila. I answered the questions. Okay. غادر. So let's go through the passage. غادر سعيد بلده للعمرة. غادر سعيد بلده للعمرة. What's the meaning of that? سعيد. غادر means departed. Right? غادر, departed. سعيد, departed. بلده, his city or his country. للعمرة, for عمرة. ووصل إلى الميقات في الصباح. ووصل إلى الميقات في الصباح. And he arrived. The first wa is an. Second wa is from the word wasala. Wasala. And he arrived. إلى الميقات, at the miqat. Right? Now again, wasala in Arabic is used with ila. Wherever you arrive, you put ila. Right? وَوَصَلَ إِلَى الْمِيقَاتِ. And he arrived at the miqat في الصباح, in the morning. لَبِسَ ثَوْبَ الْإِحْرَامِ. He wore the garment of ihram. لَبِثَ ثَوْبَ الْإِحْرَامِ. وَلَبَّى بِالْعُمْرَةِ. وَلَبَّى بِالْعُمْرَةِ. What's labba bil umrah? He did the talbiyah for umrah. Right? He said labbaik Allahumma umrah. He did the talbiyah for umrah. ثم ذهب إلى مكة المكرمة. ثم ذهب, then he went, إلى, to, مكة المكرمة. Right? Then he went to Makkah al-Mukarramah. وَوَصَلَ سَعِيدٌ إِلَى مَكَّةَ بَعْدَ الْعَصْرِ. وَوَصَلَ, and when you read it by yourself, you got to read loud, just like that. وَوَصَلَ سَعِيدٌ إِلَى مَكَّةَ بَعْدَ الْعَصْرِ. And Sa'id arrived at Makkah after Al-Asr. Right? After Al-Asr. شعر سعيد بالسرور في المسجد الحرام. شعر means felt, right? شعر سعيد felt. What he felt? بالسرور, happiness. Now wherever you feel, you use be, right? شعر سعيد بالسرور. This entire phrase, you just know Sa'id felt happy or rejoiceful or what do you call it? Not a word. في المسجد الحرام, in the مسجد الحرام. طاف سعيد حول الكعبة 7 أشواط. طاف سعيد حول الكعبة. سعيد did طواف, طاف, حول الكعبة, around the كعبة, 7 أشواط, 7 shout, right? 7 أشواط meaning 7 rounds. So Sa'id did tawaf around the Kaaba 7 rounds. In other words, Sa'id did 7 rounds of tawaf around the Kaaba. Right? Sa'id did 7 rounds of tawaf around the Kaaba. ثم سعى بين الصفا والمروة. Then he did sa'a, he did sa'i, the running. بين الصفا, between الصفا والمروة, and Marwa. وحلق رأسه, and he shaved his head. Clear? This here, if you memorize this passage, it's going to be good to help with the maintaining 2 things. You retain the vocabulary along with the expression. The second one, the same thing, اقرأ الفقرة ثم أجب عن الأسئلة. So here we have Ahmad. طاف أحمد حول الكعبة 7 أشواط. Right, Ahmad did tawaf around the Kaaba 7 أشواط, 7 rounds. In other words, طاف 7 أشواط حول الكعبة. Ahmad did 7 rounds of tawaf around the Kaaba. صلى ركعتين خلف مقام إبراهيم. He prayed 2 raka'at, 2 units of prayer, خلف مقام إبراهيم, behind the maqam of Ibrahim. ثم سعى بين الصفا والمروة 7 أشواط. Then he did sa'i between the Safa and the Marwa, right, the 2 mountains, 7 أشواط, right, 7 rounds of running between the Safa and Marwa. ثم حلق رأسه. Then he shaved his head. وذهب إلى الفندق. And he went to the, where's the funduk? The hotel. وخلع ثوب الإحرام. And he took off the clothing of ihram. Right? خلع is when you take off clothes, right? You take off your clothes. خلع. بعد الأمرة سافر أحمد إلى بلده. بعد الأمرة, after the Umrah, سافر Ahmad. Where is سافر? Right? Ahmad traveled إلى بلده, to his city or his country. بعد عام. Where is بعد عام? After a year, سيحضر أحمد مع أسرته للحج والعمرة إن شاء الله. After a year, سيحضر. Where is يحضر? Not precisely. The entire meaning of the context, if you were to translate like that, is going to be correct. But where is the word يحضر in the story of Yusuf? حضر يحضر. right? Uh, where we explain the difference between hadara and ahdara, yahduru and yuhdiru. Hmm? Hadara, hadara yahduru means to attend. Right? Hadara, he attended. Yahduru, he attends. Sayahduru, he will attend. Or to come. Right? To attend something or to come to something. So, Sayahduru Ahmad ma'a usratihi, with his family, lil Hajj, for the Hajj, wal Umrah, inshallah. In the following year, Ahmad will attend or come with his family for Hajj and Umrah, inshallah. Now this exercise here is homework. صالح يقضي عطلة رمضان في مكة والمدينة. You write each phrase with the meaning. Right? Write each phrase with the meaning. Next to it. Then go to the next phrase, write it, then write the meaning. This one here is going to test everything that preceded. Right? The homework is not to do the exercise. The homework is to write it and translate it. Right? There's the homework. Right? Page 322. Let's go straight to the following. الصحة. الوحدة الخامسة عشرة. الوحدة الخامسة عشرة. الوحدة الخامسة عشرة. The 15th unit. The 15th unit. Exercise. تدريب تدريبات is the same as تمرين and تمرينات in this context. Yeah, there's an next word that they use frequently. It can be both. It can be both. But it can be physical or it can be we referring to class, like in school work. But when it's referring to physical, there's a difference between tadrib and tamreen. In the usage, Allah knows, Allahu Alam, if with the actual word, because the word tadrib more give you the meaning of practice. When somebody is doing tadrib, practice to improve. You understand? They give you the sense. Like a mudarrib, a person who is a mudarrib is like a coach. He's guiding you towards improving in wherever you're doing or developing a skill. But tamreen refer to just the movements in general. So even if you master wherever you're doing, but you're doing it, is going to be more tamreen than tadrib. Like people who they exercise, not to train, but to keep fit or, yeah, Allahu Alam. As-sihha. What is as-sihha? Abdullah? As-sihha. Health, right? الحوار الأول انظر واستمع وأعد. السلام عليكم وعليكم السلام. لماذا حضرت اليوم إلى المستشفى? So we have here مسعود and محمود. لماذا حضرت اليوم إلى المستشفى? What was that? لماذا حضرت? Right? Why did you attend today to the hospital? Why did you came to the hospital today? Right? From حاضر. Right? حضرت لزيارة طبيب الأسنان. حضرت, I came. Why? لزيارة. والزيارة? Visiting طبيب الأسنان, the doctor of the teeth. Of the teeth. Right? The طبيب الأسنان gonna be dentist. بما تشعر, with what are you feeling? بما تشعر. Right? بما تشعر. أشعر بألم شديد في أسناني. I'm feeling, what is it I'm feeling? Now remember the word أشعر. شعر. شعر, he felt. يشعر, he feels. شعرت, I felt. أشعر, I feel. This word شعر is used with the ba. So here, أشعر بألم شديد mean I feel severe pain. You know, when it's translated to mean I feel with severe pain. Right? Because the English doesn't need a preposition. I feel severe pain, straight. But in the Arabic, this word has a preposition that goes with it. أشعر بألم شديد. Like when you say أشعر بالسرور. Right? I feel happy. أشعر بألم شديد. So you memorize this phrase by just like that. أشعر بألم شديد. I feel severe pain. If you want to tell somebody you feel severe pain, أشعر بألم شديد. You're not going to say أشعر ألما شديدا. Right? أشعر بألم شديد. I feel severe pain في أسناني, in my teeth. ولماذا حضرت أنت إلى المستشفى? So Mahmoud is asking Mas'ud now. ولماذا, and why حضرت, you came, أنت, you, إلى المستشفى, to the hospital. حضرت لزيارة طبيب الأنف والأذن والحنجرة. حضرت, I came, لزيارة, to visit طبيب الأنف والأذن والحنجرة, to see the doctor of nose, ears and throat. Right? The hanjara. See if they have. They have. You see I think they call it, what they call it. No. Yeah, there's the word, you have the word throat is you get a halq, hulqum, right? Well, unuq is neck, halq referring to your throat, your hulqum also referring to your throat, but your hulqum is more referring to the pipe. And the hanjara, something specifically referred to the, what do you call it, thyroid or something, glands. Is that a thing? I can't recall it. Yeah, but the generally is what it means. The tabib al-hanjara referring to the doctor of the throat. Bima tash'ur, with what are you feeling? Meaning, what are you feeling? Right? أشعر بألم شديد في أذني. في أذني. I am feeling severe pain in my ear. In my ear. Now, if you read this word here, أذني, gonna mean what? Larynx. You know what's your larynx?
That's that small thing, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was called a pharynx.
Yeah. What's udhuni?
My ears, right? With two.
One, my ear. And if you read it udhunai, it can be my 2 ears.
Why isn't it udhunani?
Udhunani is 2 ears. But when you say my 2 ears, you gotta drop that noon.
So many.
No, you have fi here now. Udhunani, udhunaini, udhunaya, udhunayya. Like musaddiqan lima bayna yadayya. Right? My 2 hands. Not yadaya. Because it is majrur. Yeah. هل لديك موعد مع الطبيب؟ هل لديك موعد. موعد is what? Appointment, right? موعدهم يوم الزينة, right? ويقولون متى هذا الوعد, from the same word. هل لديك موعد? Do you have an appointment with the doctor? نعم موعدي الساعة العاشرة. My موعدي, my appointment is 10 o'clock or the 10th hour literally. موعدي الساعة العاشرة أيضا. My appointment is 10 o'clock also, or the 10th hour also. الساعة الآن التاسعة والنصف. الباقي نصف ساعة. الساعة الآن التاسعة والنصف. Right? The time now is 9:30, meaning 9:30. Al-Baqi, the remaining time. Al-Baqi means the remaining. What's remaining? The time to wait. Nisfu sa'a, half of an hour. Half of an hour. Half an hour. Everything clear? Second, Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. لماذا تغيبت عن الدراسة؟ لماذا تغيبت عن الدراسة؟ تغيبت from غياب, from غابة, right? Now, لماذا, why? When you ask somebody why you absent or why you are absent, you can say لماذا غبت or لماذا تغيبت, right? Why were you absent? لماذا غبت or لماذا تغيبت, right? There is a difference in the words, yeah. But generally both means you are absent. Now what's the difference between تغيبت and غبت? When you say غبت, is you attributing the absence to that person by himself without indicating any external factor. Even if there may be an external factor. It's like, for example, I said, how you know something, or if I ask how you learned about this thing. What is the difference in it? The general meaning is the same. How you know and how did you learn about it. When I say how did you learn about it, I'm indicating that there's a factor of teaching. You understand? But when I say how you know, I'm attributing everything to you. So there is a difference technically between غبت and تغيبت. So hey, لماذا, why were you absent from, yeah, or what caused you to be absent maybe? No, not necessarily. Because the لماذا is the accent the cause. So لماذا غبت, لماذا تغيبت. أصبت بزكام شديد. أصبت means what? I was afflicted. أصبت I was afflicted. You just from the word asaba, right? Ma asaba min musiba, no affliction afflicts. So usibtu, I was afflicted. Bizukam, with cold. Zukam is a cold, right? The runny nose and coughing, and more specifically the cold, the runny nose. Bizukamin shadid, with a severe, I was afflicted with a severe cold. Bima sha'art, how you feel, right? Remember the word sha'ara is used with a B, right? Bima sha'art, how you felt, right? With what you feel, if you try to translate it literally, but not necessary. Bima sha'art, how you felt. Sha'artu bi suda'in shadidin fil layl. I felt suda'in, a severe headache. Sha'artu bi, again, sha'ara with B. Sha'artu bi suda. What's suda? Headache. Suda is mentioned in the Quran. Where? Here is suda. Or headache is mentioned in the Quran with the same word root. La yusadda'una anha. They will not get any suda from the drink, any headache from the drink, the wine will not give them headache. Shadidin, right? Severe. Fil layl, in the night. Wartafa'at. Now this is two word here, three word. No, two word. Irtafa'a, that's the verb. Irtafa'a with hamzatul wasl. You put a waw before hamzatul wasl, you're not going to pronounce it, right? Wartafa'a. Now irtafa'at, ta, because the daraja is feminine. Wartafa'at means to raise, right? Darajatu hararati is my temperature. Remember, darajatul harara is temperature. Darajatul hararati is temperature. So darajatu hararati is my temperature. Darajatu hararati, my temperature. Yeah, harara means heat, daraja means level. So literally it means the level of my heat. Irtafa'at, elevated, right? Was high. Irtafa'at, to be from rafa'a, right? وإلى الجبال كيف وإلى السماء كيف رفعت, right? رفعت, how it was elevated. So rafa'a means to be, irtafa'a means to be high or elevated. هل قابلت الطبيب? هل قابلت الطبيب? قابلت means you met. هل قابلت, did you meet the doctor? نعم ذهبت إلى المستشفى بالإسعاف. I went to the hospital بالإسعاف, with the إسعاف. What's إسعاف? إسعاف is the ambulance, right? الإسعاف is the ambulance. وقابلت الطبيب, and I met the doctor. Now إسعاف also can refer to force aid, right? سيارة الإسعاف, they use sometimes حافلة الإسعاف, meaning ambulance, or bil is'af. But is'af, it refers to aid by itself. So sometimes it's used like that, sometimes used like that. وَبِمَا نَصَحَكَ الطَّبِيب. وَبِمَا, and with what? نَصَحَ. What is نَصَحَ? Advise, right? Ka, you, the doctor. With what did the doctor advise you? بِمَا نَصَحَكَ الطَّبِيب. Bima nasahaka at-tabib. With what did the doctor advise you? Nasahani, he advised me. Birraha, with raha is rest. Watanawulid dawa'i, and taking medication. He advised me with rest, and he advised me with the taking of medication. Tanawulud dawa meaning the taking of medication, to take medication. Wahadha huwa التقرير الطبي. وهذا, and this is, وهذا هو, this is, right? التقرير means report. طبي, medical. So التقرير الطبي is the medical report. التقرير الطبي, medical report. شكرا لك. وبما تشعر الآن? And with what, how are you feeling now? Alhamdulillah, ana bi khair. Now, alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, I am good. Everything clear? Okay, let's go through this last one. Is'af. Yeah, they're going to have all the words coming up. So here we have a conversation between a zawjatu wa zawj. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. الزوجة خيرا هل قابلت الطبيب هل وعليكم السلام. Seems that something is missing here. Right, he said خيرا, good. هل قابلت الطبيب. هل قابلت mean did you meet the doctor. قابلت you met. هل قابلت did you meet the doctor. نعم yes. وفحص الصدر والقلب والكلية وقاس الضغط. نعم yes. وفحص فحص means he examined. فحص he examined. الصدر the chest, he examined the chest. والقلب and the heart. والكلية with kulya the kidney. وقاس قاس means measured, and he measured, right, from mikyas. He measured الضغط the pressure, right, he measured the pressure, meaning blood pressure. وما النتيجة, and what is the natija. Natija means results, and natijatu means the results. Al-qalbu salimun walhamdulillah, the heart is safe. Salim, safe, good. Hunaka irtifa'un qalilun fi ad-daghti was-sukari. Hunaka irtifa'un. If you read it together, you're going to say hunaka irtifa'un. Hunaka irtifa'un qalil. Hunak meaning there is. Irtifa is elevation, highness. Right? From the same word, irtafa'a, darajatul harara. From the same word. Irtafa'a, elevation, highness. Qalilun, a little highness, elevation in ad-daqt, in the pressure, meaning his blood pressure is a little high. Was sukkari, and the sugar, right, and the sugar is a little high. Ma sababu dhalik, what is the purpose, the reason for that? Ziyadatu al-wazni, ziyadatul wazni, increase. Ziyada means increase, increase of weight, right, increase of weight. وَمَاذَا طَلَبَ مِنْكَ الطَّبِيبُ, and what did the doctor request from you? طَلَبَ مِنِّي تَرْكُ السُّكَّرِيَّاتِ, he requested from me تَرْكَ السُّكَّرِيَّاتِ, leaving off. Sukkariyat is sweets, right, anything with sugar. وَهَلْ طَلَبَ مِنْكَ شَيْئًا آخَرَ, وَهَلْ طَلَبَ مِنْكَ شَيْئًا آخَرَ, and did he request from you shay'an, thing, akhar, another thing, any other thing. Na'am mumarasatal riyada. Right, riyada means what? Exercise. Mumarasatal riyada, right, practicing exercise or doing exercise. وتناول الفواكه, and eating or consuming fruits. Wal khadrawat, and vegetables. Al fawaqih, fruits. Tanawul here, tanawala yatanawalu means to obtain. Tanawal, yatanawal, yatanawul means to obtain. Al-fawaqi is fruits. Wal-khadrawat is vegetable. Shafaka Allah, may Allah cure you. Shukran lak. So, asnan, teeth, anf, nose, udhun, ears, ear, hanjara, right? That part of your throat or the throat. If it's a tabib al-asnan, you're going to mean he's looking after the throat in general. But I think it's what you call larynx or something. Kulya, kidney. Zukam, cold. Suda, headache. Who is this? Why does this person look like Trump there? Duct is pressure, natija, results, tabibul asnan, dentist. Ad-ductu yartafi', the pressure is rising, right? Ad-ductu yartafi', the pressure is rising. Yafhas, he is examining. Is'af is this first aid emergency service. Yuqabilu, he is meeting. Yusabu, he is being afflicted. Yusabu, he is being afflicted. Taqreerun tibbiyun, medical report. Salimun is healthy in this context. Okay. Yansah, he is advising. Raha, rest. Ziyadatul wazni, increase in weight. Sukkariyat, sweets. Khadrawat, vegetables. Qalb, heart. Dawa, medicine. Alam, pain. Sadr, chest. Okay, let me see. So, go straight to the. So study those, and we have the faqra from before, so for homework, and also undo. What was the page? Hmm? Yeah, and these faqarat, same thing. Read taghayyaba Umaru, right? Read them and translate. So you got 1, 2, right? You're not answering the question. This entire thing here is 1. So you got 1. You can skip this one here is اقرأ المعلومات ثم اكتبها في الفراغات. So here you gotta fill in these here, but you can skip that. But translate this one here. But you gotta make sure you study the main lesson first. So you have 3 faqarat to do for homework. You wrote down the first one was what page? 322. So right, 322, 335, and sorry, 345, and 346. So all of those are going to be homework. Al-Utla. Al-Wahdatu Sadisata Ashra. The 16th unit. Now, if you notice throughout from 11 to 19, all of the numbers are in mansub, right, with fatha. Here, al-wahdatu, even though it's al-wahdatu, you say as-sadisata ashrata. Now, if you are saying the 6th unit, you're going to say al-wahdatu sadisatu. But now, if you're saying the 16th, you're going to say al-wahdatu sadisata ashara. Al-wahdatu sadisata ashra. Right? That's because 11 to 19 is fixed on fatha. Right? Again, if you were to say the 6th unit, you're going to say al-wahdatu as-sadisatu, the sixth unit. Remember we said ordinal number are adjectives, so they follow. But 11 to 19, they are built upon the fatha state. So you say al-wahdatu sadisata ashra, al-wahdatu al-khamisata ashra, al-wahdatu al-rabi'ata ashra, right? Al-wahdatu al-hadiyata ashra, the 11th unit. That's for the end. They use hadiya for just like a sa'at al-hadiyata ashra. Al-utla. What is al-utla? So there are three passages, right, to translate for the homework. So go through the main lesson and then you translate the passage. Okay. From the previous one from Hajj and Umrah and two from Sihha. So okay, we're gonna pause there. How many more lessons we have? If we can finish before Ramadan. Okay, these are okay. So we have one more lesson. قائمة مفردات كل واحد. See at the end of the chapter, the book, you have the vocabularies. Right. This is a good way to review the book. Right, when you reach the end of the book, all of the vocabularies you should know, so you can use it. Here they have the vocabs for each unit. You see each unit there, they have the vocabs. Mufradat al-Kitab, the vocabs for the entire book here arranged in alphabetical order. Okay, so we have, okay, what we're gonna do, okay, let me just record this. All right, now for the remaining time until Ramadan, like I said, we're gonna have a different program because there's a lot of things I gotta do between now to Ramadan. So we're gonna take a pause on the live classes, but the Arabic class is gonna continue. It's gonna continue in the form of homeworks. Right? You're going to continue in the form of homeworks. I still have to complete the marking the exams for everybody. Those who try to finish off before Sunday, who hasn't finished it, there's a few people who still didn't submit. But like I said, the purpose of the exam is important for evaluation, right? So we know how we're progressing and what needs to be done, inshallah. So from now until Ramadan, we're gonna have this Sunday, inshallah. This Sunday, most likely we're gonna have a class. I'm gonna try to let me do the class and complete this last exercise. If not, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it in the form of a homework, or I might record it and send it out, inshallah, for this last chapter, inshallah. If I don't have the chance this Sunday, but from then to Ramadan, at least for another month, because we still have like about a month and a half more for Ramadan, right? So at least for another month, we can take a break just before Ramadan. We're gonna have some work to be done, inshallah. Most gonna be in the form of reviewing. So we strengthen wherever we did before, and then inshallah ta'ala, after Ramadan, we're gonna have two different classes, inshallah. So I'm gonna update everybody in the group, but just stand by for this Sunday to know whether we're gonna have the class, or I'm gonna send out the video, or just give it as a homework also. Okay. سبحانك اللهم بحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. Don't forget, you have 3 homework for tonight. 1 translation from Hajj and Umrah, and 2 translation from what's the Sihha. Hmm? Yeah, the faqarat, the paragraphs. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.